harsh world of life. Ivan, I want to be a professional writer with all the outstanding and blockbuster novels. Joy, a promising doctor. I want to join the Doctor Without Borders and help those people in need in Africa. Of course, we do have dreams. Sometimes you just forget the dreams you already had when you were little. And sometimes you are too afraid to talk about your dreams because you think they're unrealistic. Come on, dreams should be unrealistic. But who cares about that since I was just a little boy in elementary school. As I can recall, there was a huge wooden bookshelf in my bedroom and it used to hold all kinds of books for my parents. I would climb up the shelf and search for any book that could interest me. I remember that one time I found a huge set of books with a lot of brainstorming math problems, and I was so fascinated, like I just found a treasure box. It was probably the starting point when I jumped into the pool. I mean, the pool of science. Later on in my life, in senior high school, I met my homeroom teacher who taught physics. And he went to me someday and said to me, if you are so interested in science, why not take a shot at the national team selection in physics? Yeah, why not? There was this event called International Physics Olympiad. I signed up for the test and I suddenly realized there was no turning back, like when I signed up for this refreshment cup. It was said a student has to be trained for at least 1 year for this competition. And as a junior student in high school, I would have no time to prepare for the entrance test for college, which would come in several months. It was really a hard choice, but darn it, I love physics, so I chose to press on. The following year had been an extremely tiring year for me because I sacrificed my schoolwork, club, my time on Facebook, the time chatting with friends, just to get a little bit of practice. I knew someone was working harder than me out there, but I think it was the passion rather than the piece of certificate that propelled me. I took the test and I passed the preliminary test. Well, that was originally all I think I could get, but hey, I was qualified for the second round, so maybe I should try it. As I said, I was making my pace and I was doing the thing I love. Little did I know, I passed the secondary test and I became chosen to be one of the 30 people who went into the training camp 3 months later. I was so surprised but also deeply afraid because I was an amateur in this realm. I didn't know a theory they were talking about and any professor they were making fun at. And I was literally excluded from the group. That was what disappointed me the most. And I have to stand on my own feet all the way through. It was harsh. But I think it was the enthusiasm inside me that told me to press on. And sorry, I have to chill out. So I ended up getting a second place in a nationwide selection, and I went to Croatia as one of the 5 representative students of Taiwan, competing with all the high school students around the world. My life has gone out of control since for the past 70 years, I never knew I was standing at the height I was at And it was a lie to say I don't care about the result. So because I was too nervous, I failed. I kept telling myself that it was a great success to become one of the top 5 students in Taiwan and to come to this place. But everything just did not matter when I saw him, the world champion, stepping onto the stage. He was a boy from China, and I could see his eyes shining with glory. I envied him. So I had this dream. I had a dream that one day I would stand on that stage. I had a dream that one day I will win the championship. That was my dream. Crazy and ambitious. However, it was this ambition that do all the goods and bads for me. Looking at the year before, I have spent too much time caring about the gain and loss, and I forgot the reason why I was here. So it took me a while to pack all my feelings up and restart. So this time I went through all the training curriculums and all the time-consuming experience once again. People were always curious about why I would waste my time on such an event. I'll say they didn't know me because I do it for no reason. So this was my second time on the International Physics Olympiad. And this time, I made sure that every equation I wrote was right and every sentence I wrote was clear. All that remained I could do was waiting. And I was not afraid at the awarding ceremony because I had my best. And that's all. One by one, the people around me were called onto the stage to receive their prizes. And finally, there was one prize for me, the absolute winner in the world. I stood up and I smiled, and I looked at the people all around me, and I stepped steadily to the stage. It was a dream come true, and I would never forget the feelings at that moment for my whole life. I knew I would be laughed at if I told anyone this dream before I made it, but I was right. You can dream. Dream of anything and tell anyone your dream. But when you are taking any tiny step towards your dream, be sure to remember what made you dream. To be good, you have to start and you have to pause and think. That's what makes you a daydreamer. TME.